Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah coming this beautiful day with a message. And I'm going to title this message, Can I Go Back? Can I go back? Can I, Father Yah? Would they allow me to go back? Father Yah, can I go back? Will I be allowed to go back? I woke up this morning and I was making my bed, going on about my early morning duties. And the spirit came to me. When it says a spirit came to me, is when it takes your spirit where it resides and press upon it, commune with it. And he came upon me as I was making my bed. And he brought mom and dad. My mom and dad had 7 kids. My dad did not have children outside of my mother. And he began to tell me about my dad had and mom had 7 kids, and how when it got time for them to do their taxes, he brought it all back to my remembrance. Even as a young girl, I remember my dad and mom always had to pay come January taxes. January was our hardest time out of the 12 years because it was the tax season in which if you get your tax done, you had to pay. So my mom then would rush over to Illinois, and this European man would do their taxes, and he did it for probably 30 years, and they always owed back. And the Ruach came to me, and it's kind of sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. And as you know, that the Ruach, the Holy Spirit of the Most High Yah, he brought it back to my remembrance. And yes, do I remember it? Yes. Those were our hardest, that was the hardest month of the whole year for us. It's the beginning of the month tax season because our parents had to pay back a lump sum every year. So the Ruach brought it up to me, and sadness began to overshadow me in a way of informing me how all those years my father paid taxes, that lump sum that we had to prepare our household. My mom and dad had to prepare the household for, not us as the children, themselves, as far as paying that lump sum. It always was a lump sum. Then he brought it to me and he said, do thou remember? How can I not, when you are a spirit that bring things back to our remembrance? I didn't say, how can I not? I said, yay. Yeah. I'm just saying to you, how can I not remember when he is the Ruach that brings things back to your remembrance? That's what Yeshua said that it would do. It will bring things back to your remembrance. That's one of the gifts that it has in working on us. It's to be a comforter, a teacher of all things. It's to be a revealer. It is one to bring things back to our remembrance. That's how the 12 disciples remembered everything Yeshua had told them. They didn't remember nothing. They didn't believe nothing. It was through that Holy Spirit, that Ruach HaKodesh, that they remembered. So the Father was dealing with me on it. And then I got really saddened. And the first thing I wanted to do is do something about it because I knew exactly where he was taking me. But I began to just listen to what he was saying and continued to clean up and get ready for today. I began to just, mm, 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 mm. When he brought that back up to my remembrance, it also made me feel strange about me. I was the daughter who took up taxes I took up taxes, learned how to do taxes when I was in high school. I think I was like a sophomore. And me, myself, should have known uh, today, before today, that 7 children in a household would have never had caused my parents to pay lump sum every January. I do taxes. I do taxes, business taxes and individual taxes. I do taxes. And why didn't that come to me when I was doing taxes? They ripped my parents off. So you know that thing that people always talk about and shows you this is the level of sickness I tell you human beings have within them. When it says that you have to the church is in with the world. These churches, I don't care what denomination there is. I don't care what pastor you got. I don't care what apostle or priest or bishop or evangelist or teacher you have. I don't care. It don't matter. They all the same. They they preach that thing. When they try to make you feel bad about anything, they always say, and don't cheat on your taxes. A lot of you all might not do did, but you cheat on your taxes. Taxes have cheated on you. Mm, 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 mm. Watch this. So as I'm just cleaning up my room, I'm trying to grip this in a way that I said, I'm finna go. I'm getting ready to run. I'm gonna run. I'm getting ready to run. First thing I thought, I listened to everything the Father was saying about how my mom now pay taxes every year, and he brought all that back to my remembrance. And I started to think about, wait a minute, you do taxes. 7 children would never made you pay back anything. 7 children would allow you to come out of taxes not paying anything. They always owned the house. You see, it's so many things they could have put on there to keep them from paying back. We were not rich. No, we might not have ever been on welfare or on food stamp, but we were not what you would call rich. But we didn't know it as kids. We didn't know it as kids. But I knew every year as a young person that on January, mom and daddy has to pay back. Yes. It, so you see, even it's not a church that I had joined that I had not heard the pastor says, don't cheat on your taxes. Your taxes. Don't ever, everybody don't pay their taxes. So you thinking God don't see you not paying your taxes. And just thinking of that, how they were always supporters of those that were taken from them. The IRS was the one that rob the people for the government. And the government placed the IRS there to rob the people. They were working hand in hand. When all those years I thought the government, the IRS was the government. But if you think IRS, they're not the government. And the government is not the IRS. But in robbing people and taking from people, they were in it together. But just think of the Europeans back then that did the bookkeeping and did my parents' taxes all those years. Always did their taxes and told them they owed a lump sum. And I wonder, how did my parents pay that lump sum? Did they take it to them? I'm going to go back and talk to my mother about that. I think that's something, because I really, first thing I thought, oh, if I can get an attorney to get on that, to bust that wide open. But in this day and time, like I'm going to say to y'all, different nations are working against each other, even greater than they did back then. They're not going to work with each other. Let me explain something to you. What a lot of people do not understand is the way they have set it up already is, say for instance, you have a car accident, or you get sick and you needed a doctor. You got to be transported from where you at, the accident, or from home to the hospital. Anybody that's in that ambulance, I think I pronounced it right, they can do anything to you. And they have in time past many times. They can end your life in that ambulance, and it ain't nothing nobody could say or do. Well, that's where we at today. That's where we at. It's not going to be a situation or emergency that or that you might think that it's like it always been, but not understanding they were doing it back in the days. It's not something that, right now they're doing that's so different. They were doing these things back in the days. They just got away with it. Same thing with the taxes. Look at all that. So they would tell you instant when you owe the government. But when they owe you, they keep it. And they are silent, knowing that they're holding your funds. They're sitting with it and holding it and keeping it, handing it over to the government. They're getting their part out of it too. But you see what I'm saying? Can we go back? Can we go back on a situation like that? Most likely they wouldn't even allow us. When you really look back, you look back long enough to pull forward and keep running. But it won't take away the sadness that actually took place back then. It won't take it away, because it's even heavier today than it was yesterday. Just imagine people who are paying back. I imagine mom and dad had the money to pay back. They didn't have any problems with it, not knowing that you got 7 kids, you got a house, you got things you can claim, so many things. Gene came along. Gene was another European guy that came into the Black community. And one of my older sisters got word of this European man that came into the Black community doing taxes, and he's really good. When he got a hold of my mother's taxes for 3 years, he collected their money back to them for 3 years. But they had been paying it all their living with children. Me as a little girl coming up, my mother and them always paid back. And from that day on, Jean did their taxes, and they never paid taxes. They always got money back. So who was this bookkeeper that they would go over to Illinois to do their taxes? He always told them they owed. I wonder, did they write a check to him? Most likely they probably did, and not to the IRS. That's why he ripped them off for many years. Um, so who failed my parents? The bookkeeper, first and foremost, IRS, and the government. You see how people are in it together. Like unto the church. I don't care what church you go to. Don't come telling me your pastor, my bishop, my apostle, you're nothing. You don't have any idea who's who and what's what. And without the spirit of discerning, you'll live and live and live and not even know who's in the midst of you, who you living with, who you married to, who your parents are, who your friends, your bestest friends are. You will never know. So can we go back? Would we want to go back? The hurt, the sadness, me knowing myself that 7 children should never have caused anyone to owe back taxes. No, we wasn't rich. My parents didn't make a lot of money. But that just thinking that, and then as I continue to clean up, I start to realize about how everyone always talking about in the churches, in the place of worship, in the temple, where you always had the pastor, the bishop, the apostle, the priest telling you about tax season. Make sure you pay your taxes. And they are robbing people blind. So when someone had said that Donald Trump said he gonna stop taxes, they didn't took every penny. And if he's not gonna, if he do, he do. But it ain't gonna shine no greater good on this country at all. Because really stopping the taxes means stopping everybody in this country from getting anything. When Donald Trump says stop the taxes, that means stop IRS, who been stealing y'all money and giving it to us. That's what it means, people. They were the middleman taking the money. It's time for us to get on out of here and leave you all here. So let's stop the taxes. And then the people, Donald Trump, Donald Trump says he's going to end the taxes. Sick people, wicked people, evil people, dumb people, naive people. They were robbing you all the time. Now you ain't got nothing left. Donald Trump would come out, not Donald. When I say Donald Trump, I'm not speaking of Trump himself, because Trump is the puppet for them that are the true runners. So they know that taking the IRS out, that too will cause the country to fall and fall and fall, because it caused those who were their middleman, the IRS. to fall as well. See, people really thinking, especially Europeans, that this country and the system behind Donald Trump that's created him to be the puppet, they coming for Europeans. Y'all better check what's over in Europe. Y'all better check what's over in all of these other countries. Now, one of the people in this country, in this United States of America, it's not one person, science, scholar, people, politics, no one can tell you what I'm about to tell you now. That the wars and rumors of wars, he said, be not troubled by it. You know why? It's a trap. It has always been a trap. But I believe that even though it has always been a trap, this is the greatest trap that's taking place right now. All of these heavy hitters, Putin, Trump, the president of China, the president of all of these over in Israel, the president of that other, what's that other that's fighting against Russia? This is to eliminate their population, baby. Y'all think they saying this stuff because they about really war? It's about bringing their nation to the lowest number, even if it have to be destroyed so they can rebuild. You think Donald Trump giving billions and billions to Israel? You think Donald Trump giving billions and billions to Ukraine, Argentina? This is because they setting up on the outside of this country. Because they're going to bring the population down here. Once they drain dry this country, then they're going to be 10 bombs coming in here. They're going to do it like they do in Ukraine. And then they all keep coming to the table, shaking hands with each other. Our plan worked. Let's give another plan. And what are they doing over in Gaza? Eliminating the population. All of it's about eliminating the population and claiming the land. Why? They know that y'all coming for this country. But when he come for the country, he's coming for the people. The land of this country is the last that he's going to drop into the ocean. And it'll never be known. Do y'all know that those who have created Donald Trump to be the puppet, and Donald Trump is one of the dumbest puppets before the world. But how did everybody made him look smart? I have no idea. The Jesuits behind him, it's what making him look smart. So many things are taking place to trigger this country off the focus of what they're doing to the people. And now the people, they are actually ready. When they talking about, I think it's billions to Argentina, y'all have no idea. This is where they're setting up residents. Gaza, oh, America and Israel setting up residents there. Because why? Why, Deborah? But why? Because they believe in what you do not believe. They believe in that creator. Plans to destroy this country. The main thing they want to keep away from you is just that they know. When the pandemic, they were starting up all these wars, and did you see the billions of dollars they was pouring out? They're preparing for this country to decrease so that all these other countries that they're giving funds to increase. So when you hear Donald Trump talking about the taxes and he's going to tax this, he's going to tax this, he got the ignorant, dumb, wicked, hateful, evil people in this country believing it. He's setting y'all butts up real good. And it's so clearly seen what he's doing because they are prepared. They have prepared the plan, and their plan is fully completed. In case y'all didn't know that. In case y'all didn't know that. All they had to do is put wars and rumors of wars before you. Because in the process of wars, they made you decrease so they can pretend other places, not pretend, so they can pretend other countries increasing from them while you decrease in this country. So when you hear sick people talking about SNAP, oh, they taking it away from the people. Baby, they taking it away from you. When they take it away from the people have families, friends, that's going to end up having to help them. You see? To where they don't have nothing to really help them with. See, you see the dumbness of this country. It is a blessing to be able to live to see how dumb of a country this country really was and is. To where their own country is sinning everything, taking everything from them just so they can decrease to the level of what has been prophesied. Could they have stopped? No. But if you couldn't stop it, you had, as a people that's sick, evil, wicked, and hateful, this is what they got coming. That's all I can say. They got it coming. Because the level of hate, wicked, evil that's in their heart of heart, that means not just in their flesh heart, but in their flesh mind, but in their spiritual heart and in their spiritual mind rests this hate, this evil, this wicked, this racist mess, this I'm better than you because I'm white and I'm right. And your own European people in which your family are born from, they got you over in Europe wanting you to see what's going on over there. London, all these different places. They're eliminating the population there because they thinking they're going to get the victory. Y'all have no idea that they have read and took on the prophecies in which you have fully denied all these years. They moving in the prophecies. They not only moving, they're fulfilling them. Babylon has fallen, and you can't go back. The title is, Can I Go Back? It's no need to. It's over. You can't go back. All the things that they have done and is doing, they are even eliminating, getting rid of people who might be a threat to warning you what they're doing. I believe this Charlie Kirk thing is not so much as him passing away. I believe that the camera in the back and whatever was in the front shot a target to make you think that he has passed. I believe tranquilized him to the point where they moved him. I don't think that he even could be ceased. That's how powerful the game is being played. Can you go back? I would love to go back to collect every penny and interest that IRS and the government took from my parents. Oh, I would love to go back, but I can't go back. It's enough for me to go back and see what we're dealing with today. Because what was in the back is the reason why we're dealing what we are dealing with today. Even when I have taught on here about Genesis 1, if you miss it, you'd have missed the whole study guide. That is so 100 times 100. Because people are terribly confused. But they were the prophecy has willed them to be. Can I go back? No, I can't. No, I can't. This country is just an eggshell waiting to crack up into pieces because they have took the yolk and all out of the shell and left an empty shell. Why? Because they knew that the Creator is about what he says, and he say what he's about. They are really appreciating the time that they have been given to fulfill their way of taking everything out of this country, even depopulating the population so it can be very easy. Sick people, they don't want to control you. They want to destroy you. They want to move on to where they send all the money, where they're going to rebuild Gaza. So they think, but they're not going to be able to do that. Palestinians are over there acting as if that's their land. They too had to come to reality of what? The prophecies. You think Israel want to stay there? In Israel? No. They know the prophecy, you guys. They know that Yah is going to destroy this land. They know that this is the synagogue of Satan's residence, and his seat is here. You see how intelligent that is? That is so intelligent, but you wouldn't get one church to preach and teach that. Why? Because they are under the same individuals that has Donald Trump to be the puppet. And Donald Trump is what you call a dumb puppet. But if Donald Trump is a puppet and he is the dumb puppet, what do that make the people in this country who follows? As I told you, that's how dumb they are. That they can't see what is being done, what is being said. Candace is an agent. Yes, she is. She's an agent, and she's also, I don't know which side of she's on, but somewhere along the line, she has to be some sort of agent. And it's not on for the good of whatever side she's on. It's not for the good. This lady is not able to do what she does. She went to the schools of the Jesuits, and you got to know who they are. She knows what she's doing. Obama went to the school of the Jesuits. That's how they reach the level of how they speak and how they able to hold positions and speak with their shoulders up. And like Candace, same way. Yes, that's where they go. Charlie Kirk, same thing. Then when they ready to get out, there's no way out but 6 foot under. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You play in darkness, you die in darkness. Okay? Your children, you, and on and on. It's no end to hell for you and yours. A lot of people don't know that. Oh, yes. When you live like that, oh, yes. Everything in your seed, all your seeds going down with you. You know how he brought Lot out with his? He brought Abraham out with his, Jacob out with his, Job out with his. Job didn't come out. Those were all wicked seeds. If you all only knew what them daughters and sons were doing every day, having parties, then you will understand it. But Yah gave him them seeds right back. He came out with his seeds. You see? So I say unto you, when you are walking upright with Yah, not against him, not trying to bash his servant, to make his servant on the sideline, you're trying to belittle them on the sideline, or trying to make them not who they are. Why would anyone even want to do that? You want me to tell you why? It's because people will come into, they're not allowed in the body of Hamashiach, but they have come so close to the body of Hamashiach just to portray that they're in it. But they're really they on the side of the body of Hamashiach to destroy whatever in the body of Hamashiach. They're not trying to come in to the body of Hamashiach. They're not trying to join in to the body of Hamashiach. They're not trying to even assist the body of Hamashiach. They're trying to be the hypocrite on the outside of the body of Hamashiach so that they can draw out those that are in the body of Hamashiach, so they can bash them, so they can make them like they are on the outside of the Hamashiach, the body of Hamashiach. You see? So a lot of people, when I was saying this page, I can be on here. It doesn't matter who's watching, who's listening. Either you're in or you out. And from what he's saying, decrease, I think all of this is a part of decreasing. I think decreasing is meaning something greater than just um, the platform and just Sister Deborah. I think it's meaning a whole host of things that's in play that people are going to behold in the days to come. I think it's a form of decrease, and I'm going to watch out for all decrease, and I'm going to bring it back up to you so you can see. So can I go back? Can I go back? No, you can't go back, Deborah. Stay forward. And that's you out there wanting to go back to clear up a lot of situations that's back, that took place yesterday, and you want to just clear it up today. Yah is saying, don't go back. Can you go back? Yes, don't go back. Because it's going to take your whole self from where you are heading forward. Some of it is not even worth going back. I look at my mother and father situation, I feel, oh, that's worth going back. But with the Ruach who showed it and brought it to my attention from the Spirit, and that made me really want to go back in the flesh, to just go back to straighten this thing out or to see what I can do about it. He said, no. So can I go back? I can go back. But don't go back. Keep moving forward. It's the things that's forward that's going to draw us to the light. Not the things that's in the dark and going backwards into the dark, way back deep into the dark, in the tunnels of the darkness of the living. That means living life and everything. Not life, but living. Going back to try to straighten up something. No. It's been going on for so long. Even taxes today, people are excited about him saying cutting taxes or not doing taxes no longer. Y'all, they're ready to close this end in this country, but they got to get the people to war against each other while they gone. They're trying to get the chaos started. while they're gone. And another thing in this country, I can see it already. A lot of people don't understand the power that bees is not coming after this country as if it has something invested in it to rule. No. Okay, watch this. If they sending all this money over to all these countries and continents, do you all understand all of these billions and billions and billions and billions and trillions of dollars they sending, but then taking food stamps from you? Food, and this country can't see it. If they take the food from those who don't have food, what is that saying to you? You think in this country you okay because you have food and you and housings. They took the housing and you thinking because you got a house. People got the wrong spirit and they don't have no idea that they have it. None whatsoever. That's why he has to reverse things from like the head and the tail, reversing these things. So people can get the full outlook that he is not playing. He's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. This country is already setting it up for to fulfill the prophecy. And we're sitting here playing with them and with Donald Trump, the fake puppet, the dumb puppet. We playing with the dumb puppet and the fake puppet while those that's behind it are fulfilling the prophecy. And we laughing like we don't know what's going on, but we laughing at within this country, not knowing that the time shall come, and the time is now, that the people in this country, if they do not unite into a oneness to help one another and support one another, they're going to see the whammy of how the elites got prepared to take them out. Because how they're going to do it is get them to war against each other. That's all they need to do. And then you start to see the population decrease. And in the process of nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, all they have to do is throw in pestilence, a couple of disease. You got famine now because they took away the food stamps. You got pestilence. You got racial riot, wars against each other right here in this country. That's it. That'll end this country. But this country's so divided. They're divided by hate, wicked, evil, greed, narcissist, self-centered, and pride. They divided by that alone. And racist. They're divided. Not understanding the plan is to destroy this country from within. I've taught that 7 years. Babylon is not coming down from the outside. It's coming down from the inside. And the only way you can bring this country down is strip them from everything and let them go after each other. That's why they approved them to have guns in this country. It's worse than COVID, getting the shot to take you out that way. Oh, when we give everybody guns and when we take everything out from each other, everybody going to be warring against each other, killing each other. They know how to eliminate this population. That shows you the dumbness in this country, even Judah. You see? So can we go back? Can I go back? No, there's nothing waiting for me but darkness, wicked, evil, hate, racist, pride, greed. That's all that's back there. So step into the light and go forward with spirit and with truth. I hope you got something out of it. But even if you did, I thank Yah for me receiving. Shalom and shalom.